absolutely, positively must-win game, the Patriots come up with a win that they desperately needed. But Mike, Ted, I told you these teams were pretty similar, and it comes that close to being a Hail Mary win.
Yeah, if you put the placard out front, the placard says "find a way," and if you're looking for a word, the word is essential. Another word, necessary. They just needed this. It was desperate. So we can't even get into, Ted, the aesthetics of it, how it looked, what could have gone a different way. This was a necessary win for a team that is just trying to save its season.
It was desperate times. And if they went to 0-3, guys, it would have been ugly if they didn't win this game. And so they just had to go out there and do enough. And they did. The quarterback play for the Jets gave them a lot of opportunities for them to seal this game. But it pretty much played out, you guys, this game, how we all thought. We knew it was going to be ugly. We knew it was going to be low scoring. We knew the quarterback play for the Jets was going to be inept. I was hoping I'd see a little bit more from the Patriots offense. We didn't see that, but nonetheless, a win is a win.
What troubles me is the way the Patriots played in the first half was so crisp and clean. And then they got themselves into a situation where penalties. On one drive, they had 3 consecutive. And on the next drive, they end up with a Juju Smith-Schuster, I think, illegal block to back them up again and put them behind the sticks. And that right there served as that portion of time where the Jets were able to figure some things out.
Yeah, we said in pregame, the only thing that could really beat we said at halftime, the only thing that could really beat the Patriots at that point was the Patriots doing some really silly things, stupid things, to allow the Jets to get back into the game. And that's what the Patriots did. Because if this had just been played, mistake-free, each side, I don't think the Jets would have scored. They had nothing going. Zach Wilson just has no instincts, Ted. That's what it is. It's easy to say, oh, he's just a bad quarterback. But you need to get inside the numbers and say, instincts aren't there for him, which is really surprising because he's got everything else physically, but mentally it's just missing.
Man, the Patriots, they made it tough on him. They blitzed him all day. My guess is you'll see that the Patriots blitzed Zach Wilson, more than any quarterback they have all season long, and it was effective. It got to him. He was feeling pressure even when they didn't blitz. Just because of how much the Patriots blitz. The kid, you've seen a little bit of an emotional growth in this kid, in the last year or so, but you just haven't seen any growth in his game as a quarterback, Amina.
And we've been talking about the Patriots avoiding this 0-3 start. I'm sure Patriots fans at home, they're taking a deep breath after watching the final seconds of that matchup against the Jets. But Curran, how much life did this win give to the Patriots now that they don't start the season 0-3?
I think it gives a look, Matthew Judon said last week, we're not a bad team in an opening statement, insisting that regardless of what the record said and the 2 outcomes, they weren't a bad team. I don't think it's a coincidence, and I like Matthew Judon as a leader. You're in the locker room, and you would have a sense better than me as to how guys would respond to it. But I thought he did a great job, and he comes up with what ended up being the game-sealing safety when the Patriots numerous times had to defensively rise to the occasion. They did give up 1 drive. Yeah, it wasn't great, but Zach Wilson played out of his mind on that drive. But to me, what it means to them is they validate some of their own self-belief. They validate some of the work they've been doing. They don't care that it was 15-10. They don't care that there's a situation where on multiple 3rd and 3s or 3rd and 2s or 3rd and 4s, there's 3rd down passes that aren't even close. I'd love to know what the issue is with that. But the Patriots offense, I said 16-6. You guys had them low scoring as well.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to look that great, and it didn't. They're not an explosive team, but that Jets defense is pretty good too.
Yeah, I had them scoring 15 points. I also had them giving up 21, so I was wrong about that. But you know what it does, Amina? Not only does it validate their belief in themselves, it gives them a shot. Now they're in it. No matter what you think of their talent, we've gone on and on. How good are they? Is 10 or 11 wins their ceiling? Are they a 7 or 8 win team? Doesn't matter. Here they are, 3 games into a season, and they've got to win going on the road next week to Dallas. And if you lose this game, not only are you technically out of it before October hits, Now you start some of the infighting. Now you start some of the questioning. Guys who aren't playing saying, I could have turned it around. Guys who are playing, questioning the scheme. You get to stave that off at least, Ted, for another week.
It would have been ugly if they would have lost this game tomorrow and all week. For 1 week, the pressure's off a little bit. I mean, now you got Dallas in a big game, but the players are going to feel good and satisfied, Amina, that they won this game and that for at least 1 week, the dogs have been called off, and that they can go out there and not have to listen to the narrative about the season falling apart. They kept their season together by winning this game, and so for 1 week, at least they find some respite from this win.
All right, let's get you guys to join the conversation. How much better do you feel about the Patriots after today's win? A lot better, a little better, or not better at all? The Jets sting. Vote in our poll by going to NBCSportsBoston.com/Patriots to vote, or scan the QR code on the screen. And I mean,
Fill it up.
I agree that the Jets aren't a great team to get a win against, but it's very different going into week 4 when you're 1-2, Ted, versus 0-3. I think inside of that locker room, the mentality is a little bit different. They're less defeated because now they're going into that matchup against the Dallas Cowboys 1-2, where they're still in it.
It's totally different. It's a completely different mindset. It just is. So 0-3 with the Dallas Cowboys on board, it would be devastating. It would. And I think a lot of the kind of little infightings, reports that we heard behind the scenes that there was tensions, amongst different people in the Patriots locker room. All that would have done is exacerbated, and it gotten worse. And so that keeps those stories that were starting to sprout up last week at bay for 1 week. They can breathe and then go prepare for the Dallas Cowboys, at least with not having to worry about that stuff.
And Ted, this has been a part of it for many years. It's a short trip. New York to Boston, probably Providence more accurately for the Patriots. It's a short trip, but what a fun ride. What a fun ride it is on that plane back to Providence, and guys are joking around and it's loud and you're having a good time, and you're thinking about, you're replaying the game, and it's not a great game, 15-10. You're replaying it and talking about all the good things that happened. That's one. And then two, for the coaching staff, they get to talk to these guys. They get to talk to them and put in corrections, and the players are receptive because they won. So I think those are two big things here from today.
After 3 games, we've now seen what I consider a moral victory, where they went up and down the field against the Philadelphia Eagles and won the final 48 minutes decisively against one of the best teams in football. Then last week, that's a loss. You self-inflicted yourself with wounds.
Something like that.
Yeah, you had self-inflicted wounds early in the game that made it impossible for you to win. But the team that you played is in the midst of hanging 75 points on an opponent right now. So in hindsight, you're like, were they that good defensively? And then this one, I had someone say, well, is this a moral loss? And I get the point, because you didn't close out what you perceive to be a bad team. But I still don't think we have the measure of this team, because first loss came as a result of that hole they dug. Second loss came as a result of, again, 17-3 deficit. And today it's nip and tuck at the end. You get the win regardless. But that little spate of penalties, I don't blame them for Zach Wilson, the Jets, making some plays and having a touchdown drive.